Forget New Year's resolutions and focus instead on leading your life in a way that brings you closer to your vision. Join me for the final episode of 2019, where I share 4 ways for you to make 2020 your most empowering year yet. Tune in and learn why asking yourself why is the most powerful question you can ask. How to create a feeling of true alignment in your life. Why your inner work needs to be a priority. And how to match the energetic frequency of what you want. Now, if you're a conscious leader who's seeking a coach and mentor to support you in elevating your presence, your mission, and your movement in 2020, and you're ready to dive deeper, and I mean deeper, into your inner work, let's talk. I've shifted things up in my business, and I'm only taking 2 one-on-one clients in 2020. We start in January, 10 months, just you and me in a very intimate container. You'll basically have me in your back pocket. I'm there to support you. I'm there for you. Let's work together to bring your message into the spotlight. Apply today at www.rubyfremon.com/let's talk. The link is also in the show notes. And if you dig this podcast and you want to stay in the loop, do so by signing up for my weekly emails. Sign up today at rubyfremon.com/subscribe. And whether you are a loyal thought leader or you're brand new to the podcast, please take a moment to download a few episodes and drop a rating and review on iTunes. This would be an amazing New Year's Eve gift. Please do so. And now it is time to end this year with a bang. Hey, thought leaders, and welcome to the final episode of 2019. Wow. Can you believe we are going into 2020 next year? Like, this feels like we are straight out of the Jetsons, and I'm pretty sure the Jetsons was set in like 2020 something. So I'm just here patiently awaiting the flying cars and the robot. And well, actually we have robots, right? So flying cars, waiting for those. Okay, get on that shit. Well, the end of 2019, it has been another incredible year, and I always find myself at the end of the year being like, holy shit, that year went by super fast. I mean, can you relate? It does, right? Like, time flies. And when you're in the middle of everything, time doesn't really seem to pass that fast. Then you reach the end and you're like, shit. So we're here on the cusp of a brand new year. And I know a lot of you are probably making your plans for the 31st, for New Year's Eve, and maybe your plans for the 1st. And maybe some of those plans include a party. Maybe some of those plans include a vision boarding night. Whatever it includes, I want to support you in making 2020 your most empowering year yet. So this is going to be a quickie episode, and I want to dive right into it. Okay, so 4 ways to make 2020 your most empowering year. Now, let me start off by saying that these 4 ways are tried, tested, and true by myself. These are 4 things that I learned this year, 4 focuses, 4 things to focus on that really helped me make this a super transformational and empowering year. And I want the same for you. So this is why I'm sharing these things. So I'm going to dive right in. If you are not driving, then I highly recommend writing these things down. If you're driving, then just save this episode and make sure you write these things down when you get home, because I promise you, if you do these 4 things, you will have a super fucking empowering 2020. So number 1 is to be intentional with everything. And the way in which this works is, no matter what it is that you do, no matter what it is that you choose to partake in or choose to take action on, whatever it is, ask yourself why you're doing this thing. Okay, whether it is something simple like reading a book or listening to a podcast or watching a YouTube video or fucking scrolling on your iPhone. Ask yourself why you're doing this. If it's saying yes to a program, saying yes to a coach, saying yes to a mentor, saying yes to an event, to something that you are investing in, then ask yourself why. If it's going out with friends or choosing to go out to dinner with people, ask yourself why. This is a question we don't often ask ourselves. And why helps you understand the intention behind it or create an intention behind it, right? Sometimes we feel like, you get invited to something and you don't really want to go, but you say yes because you want to please them, or you don't want to upset someone, or you feel like you should be going. Asking yourself why you're saying yes is going to help you understand what it is that you need to say yes to, or what it is that you need to say no to. It also helps you go into things with a clear intention. I do this with social media all the time, and I recommend this to all of my clients. It's like when you pick up your phone and when you start scrolling, before you start scrolling, ask yourself, what is my intention for being on social media right now? And I did this, I practiced this all year with social media specifically. If I would go on Facebook, before I opened up Facebook, I would say, why am I going on Facebook right now? And get really clear on what that is. And I'd say, well, it's to share this post, or it's to engage in one of my groups, or it's to check up on something. And if I ever heard myself say it's to scroll, then I wouldn't go on Facebook. So asking yourself why is a super powerful question that helps you clarify your intention. And also when it comes to people, like, why are you choosing to talk to this person? Why are you choosing to engage with this person? Why are you choosing to hang out with this person? Get super clear. A lot of times we um we complain about not having great relationships or friendships. And it's because we're cluttering our lives with friendships that actually aren't really aligned with who we are, that don't really serve us, and that we don't really serve powerfully in that friendship. And so asking yourself why you're choosing to spend time with these people is a super powerful question. So my invitation to you, and the first way to really help make 2020 your most empowering year yet, is to be ultra intentional with absolutely everything: people, experiences, investments, the food that you eat, the time that you spend, how you spend your time. Just be really intentional and cultivate a habit of asking yourself why, and of having that check-in with yourself. You will learn a lot about yourself by just asking yourself that simple question. Number 2 is to be aligned with your values. Now, when I say be aligned, I mean be absolutely aligned, both in your life and in your business, in your movement, in your message, in everything that you do and how you show up. So first of all, that this requires you getting super clear on what you value. So get super clear on your top 5 values. What is it that's most important to you? And then place them in order of priority. Is work more important than, is your mission more important than family? Or is your family more important than your mission? Like, get really clear on what your 5 values are, and then do an audit of your life. Do an audit of your life. Are there people in your life who don't align with your values? Are there experiences in your life that don't align with your values? Do an audit of your business. Are there aspects of your business that aren't aligned with your values? Are there aspects of your messaging or your products or your services not aligned with your values? If so, get rid of that shit, right? And make 2020 the year where you become absolutely aligned with your values. For me, this has been a really insightful process of that required a lot of courage, to be honest, because it required me saying no to a lot of things in my business. It required me letting go of a lot of things. I let go of, for example, I let go of my one and only digital course, the only course I've ever created. It was a course that I invested a lot of money into. Okay, close to 5 figures to create this course. A lot of time, a lot of energy. I had people invested in the course who were in a group and they had access to me, and I decided to let that go because it just wasn't aligned. I let go of group programs. I let go of aspects of my business that no longer worked. I let go of doing the podcast twice a week, right? As I shared a few episodes back on the anniversary episode. And I'm now just doing it once a week. I let go of a lot of things to create space, because space feels aligned, and to create space for things that feel more aligned. So going into 2020, I only have like 2 real standard offers in my business. There's the Thought Leader Collective, which is now full, and there's my one-on-one coaching. And I'm doing very minimal one-on-one work with people. So I've created a lot of space because this is what feels aligned because one of my top values, one of my top 5 values is freedom. And I realized that everything that I was doing in my business was actually counteracting with the freedom that I wanted. I was filling my plate and doing a lot of things and taking away the freedom that I actually desired. So get really clear on your values and make sure that your life, your business, that everything, your relationships, your friendships, everything aligns with your values. So be aligned with your values. Number 3 is to be devoted to your inner work. And I know you've heard me say this before on the podcast. This is everything to me. This is the absolute foundation of the work that I do with all of my clients. It's the inner work. Being devoted to your inner work is having the discipline, the commitment, the passion to work on yourself first before everything. I don't care if you're an entrepreneur. I don't care if you run a business with 45 employees. I don't give a shit about any of that. What matters is how devoted you are to your inner work, because that is going to reflect on the work that you're putting out into the world. That is going to reflect into your relationships, into your friendships, into your ability to lead. It's going to reflect in your mission, in your messaging, in your presence. Your inner work impacts everything that you do. It's who you be in this world. And it is so fucking important. And even if you feel like you're deeply committed to yourself and your inner work, I can assure you there's ways for you to become even more devoted. And 2019 was that for me. And it's been a absolutely pivotal year. And I'm going to continue to dive deeper and deeper into this devotion. It's everything I stand for. It's everything that I believe. And it's really positively impacted every single aspect of my life, from my business to my clients, to my relationship with my husband, to everything. It has been incredible to experience being this devoted to myself. And so I encourage you in 2020, be absolutely devoted to your inner work. What that looks like in action is making sure that every day you're doing something for yourself. And I don't mean like setting a timer for 15 minutes and meditating. I mean doing things that actually nourish you, doing things that actually nourish you physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, really hitting all those quadrants, and doing things that really tend to your needs. So addressing your needs, putting your needs first. And if so, it means hiring a coach or a mentor or a teacher or a guide or a healer, someone who is there to hold space for you so that you have space to just be, to be supported, to receive support. And yes, doing the inner work means receiving support, wherever that support's coming from, wherever feels right for you, but really being open to receiving that support, being willing to receive that support. So be devoted to your inner work. And then the final and fourth piece of this puzzle is to be grateful for it all. And I don't mean like just writing down a gratitude list. I mean like actually feeling the gratitude for everything that you have, everything that you've had, everything that you've experienced, everything that you are experiencing, and everything that is to come. So to really allow yourself to sit with your vision, sit with where you want to be, and feel the gratitude that comes from actually accomplishing it. For example, if you dream of speaking on stages this year and you have yet to do so, sit with your journal and journal as if it's already happened. Journal, write in your journal as if this has already happened, as if you're already speaking on stages or speaking on stages around the world, and really allow yourself to energetically shift into that vibration of gratitude, of feeling grateful for having the opportunity to speak, for having the opportunity to speak on stages across the world. I mean, this is a practice that I do, that I've done time and time again, and it's one that I'm now really super devoted to, and I call it intention journaling. We're all in journal, and I'm journaling as if something has already happened. I'm journaling as if like one of my dreams has already happened, one of my goals has already been accomplished, and I allow myself to feel what comes up for me in that space of having accomplished it. and to feel the gratitude for it, because we get to be grateful for the things that we have, for the things that we had, and for the things that are yet to come. This is how we tell the energy in our world um, that we're ready. You want to match the frequency of what it is that you desire. And so it's the strongest way to bring things into your energetic field, is to be grateful for those things right here, right now. So really practice being grateful for it all in 2020, for what you've had, for what you've experienced, for what you have, for what you experience today, and for what's coming. And try out that journaling technique, intention journaling, and really just every day, like just do it for a week, do it for 7 days, starting today. um, Create, like, write these journal entries from a place of like having already experienced it, having already accomplished it. And it's actually really fun. Like once you start getting into it, it's super, super fun to do. It's something I look forward to doing every day, um, because you like get to be in that place of, it's not even make believe. It's like you get to sit in that place of being in the future, of having these things already be accomplished, and you get to sit in that state of gratitude and then carry out through your day from that state of gratitude, from that energetic vibration, which in turn is just going to bring more of that into your life. Okay. So, a recap on 4 ways to make 2020 your most empowering year yet. Number 1 is be intentional with everything. And I mean everything. So ask yourself why. Very important question. Number 2 is be aligned with your values. So first, identify your top 5 values. And this is a good practice to do, to check in with yourself all the time. Even if you've already done this exercise, do it again, because your values can shift as you evolve. So figure out what your top 5 values are, and then make sure everything in your life and business are aligned with those values. Number 3 is be devoted to your inner work. So make this an absolute non-negotiable in 2020. Be absolutely devoted to your inner work. Let nothing or no one get between you and your inner work. And then number 4 is to be grateful for it all, for what is, for what was, for what's coming. And I gave you a great tool to practice doing that, and that's the intention journaling practice. So start that, do that. And then fill me in on how that goes. I'd love to hear from you. Like, try the journaling practice for a week and then let me know what you thought, what shifted for you, if you liked it, if you didn't like it. I'd love to hear from you at I am Ruby on all social media platforms. You know this. So yeah, whatever it is that you're doing tomorrow, the 31st, New Year's Eve, whether it's, getting hyphy in the clubs. Do people still say getting hyphy, or am I just aging myself? So whether it is going to a big fat rave, which I used to do and promote and produce, or sitting at home with a glass of wine and watching Netflix, or sitting at home and doing your vision boards, or nothing at all, whatever it is, I wish you a very, very happy new year. I hope you had an incredible 2019. And I encourage you to really reflect on everything that you've achieved, accomplished, experienced. Like, really celebrate 2019. Don't let the end of the year be a time of year where you dwell on what you didn't do. Let it be a time of year where you celebrate everything that you did do, everything that you did experience, everything that you are because of this year. And as we go into 2020, follow these 4 tips, 4 ways to make 2020 your most empowering year yet, and then check in with me. Thank you so much for joining me on another edition of Today's Thought Leader, where I'm challenging you to rise up, speak up, and create a movement. If you are a conscious leader and you're seeking support in 2020, you're seeking a coach and mentor who is really going to see you, hear you, acknowledge you, and understand your vision. Someone who is there to help you elevate your presence, your mission, and your movement in 2020. And you're ready to really dive deeper into your inner work. Let's talk. So I'm only taking 2 one-on-one clients in 2020, starting in January. So very, very soon. This is 10 months, just you and me. Let's work together to bring your message to the spotlight. Apply today at rubyfremon.com/let's talk. That's LETSTALK. Let's talk, one word. And then be sure to please download a few episodes and drop a rating and review on iTunes. If you dig this podcast and you love me, stay in the loop by signing up for my weekly emails. Sign up today at www.rubyfremon.com/subscribe. And again, if you have any questions or you want to update me on how the journaling exercise is going, or on your goals for 2020, anything. You just want to say what's up. Reach out to me on social media at I am Ruby on all platforms, and I tend to frequent Instagram, so find me there. Be sure to join me for the first episode of 2020, which airs next Monday. I'm kicking things off by diving into a deep and entertaining conversation about plant medicine with my soul brother, Anthony DiPolito. Anthony has sat with me in the majority of my ceremonies and was in diet with me in Peru last month, and is an all-around incredible human being, teacher, shaman, soul. He's just someone that I hold so dearly to my heart. We're going to be recapping our experience in Peru and chatting openly and transparently about the world of plant medicine. Thank you so much, thought leaders. Thank you for an incredible year. Thank you for being with me this year. I appreciate you. I see you. I acknowledge you. I honor you. And I'm wishing you the most incredible 2020. I'll see you here next week for another incredible episode of Today's Thought Leader.